Great. Let's start this. Sure. Hello and welcome to Healthy Mind, Healthy Life, the podcast where we explore the powerful intersection of health, business, and the personal growth. I'm your host Avik, and today we are about to dive into a story that's all about betting on yourself, navigating the uncertainty, and coming out on top. So joining me is Sean Graham. So welcome to the show, Sean.
Yeah, Avik, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Excited to
Yep.
be here.
Lovely, lovely. So Sean, before we start, I'll quickly love to introduce you to all of our listeners. Dear listeners, Sean is a CPA turned real estate investor who made the bold leap from a traditional 9 to 5 job to running multiple businesses, including self storage facilities and an accounting firm that specializes in cost segregation. So Sean didn't have a financial parachute when he jumped. He went all in. So and guess what? Like it's paid off. So today, Sean manages large-scale storage syndications, owns the multiple facilities, and leads Maven Cost Sec, a firm that helps real estate investors slash their taxable income. But it wasn't always smooth sailing. So we'll talk about what it takes to leave stability behind and how he built his team, the role of health and wellness in the entrepreneurship, and dive deep into the strategic tax tips. So, whether you're thinking about making your own leap or you are a seasoned business owner, then you won't want to miss this conversation. So, welcome to the show again, Son.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the introduction. I'm glad to be here.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. So Zon, let's start with the moment that changed everything. I mean, getting fired from your 9 to 5 job and
Yeah.
uh, what went through your mind? I mean, what made you decide to go all in on self-storage and your own accounting firm without a financial safety net?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, in their careers, they get fired at some point or another, whether it's company layoffs or they choose to go in a different direction or whatever it is. I think, it's one of those experiences that it's not fun. It's not really something you're not, doesn't make you feel good inside, but I think at the end of the day, it's how you take that experience and what you do and how you leverage it. So for me, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. That was going to be my last job, no matter what, right? I it just ended quicker than I thought it was going to end. So I was a few years in, and the company decided to go in a different direction, and they wanted to get rid of me, and they got rid of me and hired somebody who had a lot more experience with um, the direction that they were moving forward in. And I I think it was one of those things where it was like I never want to leave my fate into the hands of somebody else or another company or build my career going up a corporate ladder where I have all my eggs in one basket, right? I wanted to control my own destiny from an entrepreneurial standpoint. So um, that was 4.5 years ago now, I think it was. But anyways, I promised myself, and that was the last W-2 job I would ever have. And really, again, I knew that before. So when I got let go, I got to work, right? And I got to work starting to build my own businesses, which started with the self-storage acquisitions, and so acquired self-storage facilities, which got a little, bigger and bigger as time went on, and but it wasn't just immediate, right? I didn't walk out of my job one day and then the next day buy self-storage facilities. It took took over a year to actually acquire my first one. It took another 12, probably 15 months to actually close on my first deal. So there's a lot in between, right? It's kind of easy to look at, okay, well, yeah, you got fired, you left your job, and then you go, you do something else, and it's all good. But there's a lot of hustle and grind and really swallowing your pride, I think, in between, right? Like it's not, um, it's not like necessarily easy on the ego to say like, yeah, I got fired, right? That's not a fun thing to say, but that's the truth. And it's also hard on the ego, I think, to go start up a company, knowing that it can fail, right? And knowing that the world's watching and probably, I mean, they are and they aren't, right? Not everybody, people don't care about you that much, but sure, there's people, who know you and they're watching what you're doing, and you may fail. So you're taking a risk, and failure is embarrassing, either way. But anyways, that's how I made the transition, and I never really looked back from into the W-2 world.
That's really lovely. And also, I mean, on this, definitely, like most people would panic in that situation, right? So, what gave you that confidence, or maybe the desperation to take such a bold step?
Um,
Uh-huh.
what gave me the confidence?
Mm.
I I think it was more of a decision, right? I think
Mhm.
it's for me, I've found it's easy to be confident in terms of like what you want to do and what you're going to do. It's
Yeah.
harder to be confident about sticking to it and knowing the timeline. So I knew I was going to go into self-storage. I knew I was going to acquire self-storage. I didn't know when it would happen. So
Mm.
when I say it took 15 months, like that's a long time to be relying on yourself, right? And to go out into keep pushing and to get into your first deal. That's a very, very long time. So I knew I was going into self-storage and that it was going to happen. I didn't really have any doubts about that. Um, but I didn't know when it would happen. And so that's a long, long time to be able to wait and to do it. And I think that's more important. Like when it comes to confidence, it's more of the grit or the tenacity, or sticking to it over the long run, because there's going to be a million things that pop up in between where you are and where you want to go. At least that's been my experience.
Mm. Exactly. I understand. Yeah. I mean, I have to say that that's such a powerful lessons. Like sometimes when, I mean, what feels like the worst moment can actually be the beginning of something incredible. So that's very true. Yep. So also about the cost segregation, like for those who are unfamiliar with it, I mean, if you can explain like what is it and why it's such a powerful tool for the real estate investors.
Yeah, cost segregation it's a tool to accelerate your depreciation on real estate. Meaning,
Uh-huh.
for in the United States,
Yeah.
you depreciate the real estate that you have over an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And so this isn't a real cash flow expense, it's more of a ghost expense, but it's a tax write-off. So it lowers your taxable income. So you buy a building for, you know, $390,000. Well, you're going to depreciate $10,000 a year every single year. What we
Mm.
do is we do a study and we say, hey, IRS, not everything depreciates over 39 years. In fact, a lot of it will depreciate in year one, some at 5, 15, 7 years, but a big portion in year one. And so we do a study to front load that amount. And so we will get a big chunk, a large write-off in the first year. And then from there, right, like maybe we get a $50,000 write-off in year one. And then after that, like more depreciation every single year, but we're front loading it. Um, and so it's a way for real estate investors to significantly lower their taxable income, if not negate their taxable income.
Okay.
Uh, and it's the IRS's way to incentivize you to continue to invest in real estate.
Hmm. Understood. Yeah. So, how much difference can cost segregation make on someone's tax return?
I mean, if you think about like large real
Yeah.
estate investors in
Mm.
the US, right? Even like the president, right? Donald
Yeah.
Trump is like, well, he
Yeah.
didn't want to show his tax returns. Why didn't he want to show his tax returns? Well, he doesn't pay any taxes. Why doesn't he pay any taxes? Part of that is because he has so much depreciation that it
Mm.
completely offsets his taxable income. Now, most people don't understand that, but that's how the
Mm.
tax code works. So you can have, I mean, Warren Buffett, I don't know where he gets his write-offs from, but he's another one, right? Where he says, like, my secretary pays more in taxes than I do, right? And he's one of the
Mm.
wealthiest people in the entire world. Um, so knowing and understanding the real estate code is super important, or having the right people from a tax perspective on your team is very important. So I was in public accounting, before in a prior life, and I was
Okay.
in tax, and then I went into self-storage and real estate full time, and then I started a cost segregation firm, which is my way to bridge both of those worlds. Because when I was in real estate, I needed the cost segregation studies done, right, to like lower all the taxable income for myself and for my investors. And then on the flip side, um, being in tax beforehand, I was on the other end of it with knowing and understanding the tax returns and what the IRS is looking for.
Mm.
So the cost segregation firm bridges both of those, and it makes it easy um, for the real estate investors to get depreciation write-offs they're going to negate a lot of their income. Now, there's different rules depending on if you're a real estate professional or not a real estate professional, meaning like you're active in real estate, like full time or not. You have different limits as to how much depreciation you can use or what you can use it against, but it's very beneficial for quite a large number of people. In fact, a lot of people invest in real estate simply for the depreciation to get the tax write-offs. I'm not saying that's the best way to go, but it does happen.
Yeah. That's very interesting, I would say. Yeah. And so, like, you have built a team of remote assistants and in-house experts to manage different aspects of your businesses. So, what's your strategy for finding and managing remote talent?
We hire people all over the world. You're in India, Avik, right? And we hire people from India. We hire people from Egypt, Philippines,
Yeah.
Central America, Middle East, Africa, all over. And we have different people from different countries for different roles, and we
Mhm.
utilize global talent. But I think it's not really like a small business thing, right? Like if you look at most of the corporations, you look at like the big four accounting firms, the majority of that they have, they're all over the world. They're employees. And people don't know that. People don't think about that, but they do. They're maybe US facing or US branded,
Mhm.
but on the back end, a lot of the work is done worldwide. So uh, hiring globally is nothing new, but it's something that is not taken advantage of enough with small businesses. So um, we are pretty well connected with different countries. We post in social media groups. We hire a lot. We put job postings in like everywhere, and we vet we vet a lot of resumes. So we actually help other companies hire as well. We have a, a company, Maven Success, that helps small businesses hire all over the world for many different positions, from admin assistants to accountants or
Mhm.
CPAs worldwide to engineers to social media marketers, just many different things.
Lovely. Understood. So, uh, like running multiple businesses is not a small feat, and burnout is a real risk for many entrepreneurs. entrepreneur. So how do you prioritize health and wellness while managing everything?
It ebbs and flows, it's not it's not always perfect, but yeah, I think to me it's kind of three different buckets of managing business, managing your health, and then managing family and relationships too, right? And spending enough time. So I think they all contribute to each other and help each other in one way or another. And so there's no perfect balance, but um, I think one thing is I wake up pretty early now. I was always a late, somebody who stayed up very late, right? But um, now I'm somebody who I wake up early and I get a lot done before my son, my 2-year-old gets up and before the rest of the house wakes up, right? So that I can get some work done or I can work out. I have this thing right behind me. It's called a Max Pro Fitness. So at 5:30 came up here and worked out using that thing, right? Made breakfast, made a healthy breakfast. Um, Sometimes I just take time to read or to meditate in the mornings. It's not always perfect, but I do that, a decent amount. I have this book I'm looking at right here, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's a really good book. It's a slow read, but that's something that I, I read and I think about quite a bit. It's more about stoicism and which has a lot to do with probably mental health, right? And staying sane and uh, recognizing but less reacting to all the ups and the downs and knowing that there's going to be a lot of change. But I try to eat healthy throughout the week. I don't kind of, don't really worry about it too much on the weekends, but during the week I try to eat pretty healthy and I try to work out probably 4 days a week, eat healthy, or eat healthy at least 4 days a week, work out 3 days a week, wake up
Hmm.
early at least 5 days a week. And the rest kind of comes with it, right? Like it's like when I say workout, I mean movement. I just mean like I'm doing something for exercise. Doesn't mean I have to have, set a personal record on a lift that I'm doing or a run that I'm in. It's just I need to work out. I need to move my body. Um, and I think going outside is very important too. It's a very underrated thing, especially post-COVID in the world we live in. It's easy. I work at home. I can stay home for a very, very long time. I could get my groceries delivered. I don't have to go anywhere, right? But getting outside is a huge benefit as well.
Hmm. Perfect. Understood. Yeah. And like building a business is never a straight line. So, what did that experience teach you about resilience and adaptability in the business?
Oh, I mean, I think you mean teaching me, right? Like it's
Uh-huh.
not an end type of thing.
Uh-huh.
I am still learning
Uh-huh.
constantly, learning on a a daily basis, right? And
Correct.
we example, December was one of the best months we've ever had in terms of work wise, right? And January was a lot slower. Like it was one of the slowest in the past 6 months. Why? I don't know. We didn't close as many deals as we thought we would, right? And we closed a lot more than we thought we would in December. So, it's always changing. I think that like variety though and adventure is a lot of fun and I like building businesses. I like the operations. I like building something from the ground up that's mine. I don't know that it necessarily teaches me anything about resilience, right? I think for me, resilience is something that's been built up throughout life and applies more to business than vice versa. But when you operate different businesses, you do
Hmm.
start realizing certain things. Like there's certain things that kind of go across all businesses, right? Like finances in accounting. That's super important for me for like no matter what business I'm in, whether it's real estate or the headhunting business or it's the cost segregation business, like having projections and budgets and pro formas and financial statements, that's all like very big for me.
Mhm.
But sales is a lot different in each one, right? Like with real estate, I'm going out and I'm trying to build relationships and acquire self-storage. With overseas recruiting and global hiring, it's like I'm matching personalities and I'm matching different businesses who have different needs and wants and different things that kind of are hard for them. And I'm trying to match those problems with the right personalities to solve the problem. And cost segregation is it's more of a logical sale. It's more, hey, you need the tax write-offs. Let's do the tax write-offs and do a study for you. So there's a lot of overlap, but there's also a lot of differences, and you start to realize logical sales, like cost segregation, something that's more black and white, like there's a clear return on investment, is a lot, it's an easier business than more emotional sales, like overseas recruiting or overseas headhunting.
Exactly. Understood. Yeah. And are there any specific deductions or strategies that you think every business owner should take advantage of?
Um, I think everybody should hire overseas, hire globally. I really do. I think there's a lot of talent worldwide, and as an entrepreneur, there's certain roles that like we take on, right? Trying to do everything. And so like it's not necessarily to replace US people, right? But it's to leverage resources or people and talent worldwide who can help take things off your plate in a way where it's actually affordable. So a small self-storage facility. Either I have to do the property management all myself, right? Because I can't hire somebody here that's going to be, way too much to get the job done, or I can hire somebody overseas and bring them in-house to help do that property management. So, um, I think overseas hiring is a very underutilized resource that pretty much all small businesses can hire from, even if you're doing physical work on site, right? Like you are a plumber. Okay, well, who's answering your phones all day long? Are you answering them? Are you stopping at you getting out of your job and the job you're on, answering the phone, trying to schedule your next appointment? Who's managing the calendar? Who's managing the invoices and the QuickBooks, all of that. So um, yeah, I think that's something that should be considered.
Yeah. Hmm. Understood. Understood. So that's really, really awesome. And Sean, like your journey is such an inspiration for anyone who's thinking about making a big change or starting a business. And you have shown that with the right mindset, strategy, and the team, one can build something incredible, even without a financial safety net. So for those who's listening, if you are feeling inspired to explore the real estate, entrepreneurship, or just want to rethink your tax strategy, then be sure to check out Maven Cost Seg and follow Sean's journey. And always remember that taking risks and building something meaningful often requires stepping out of your comfort zone. As Sean's story proves, the payoff can be worth it. And thanks you so much for tuning into Healthy Mind and Healthy Life. And until next time, keep growing, keep building, and stay healthy. So, this is your host, Avik, signing off. Thank you so much.
Avik,
Hey, Sean.
I
Yeah.
put a I put a discount in the show notes too. I don't know if you want to
Ah,
add that in later or something, but like,
yeah, yeah. In the show notes, I can
yeah.
add the link and the discount code as well. So, okay, I'll tell you. So, if you just go to Podmatch now,
You want me to just put it in Podmatch?
yeah, yeah. So in Podmatch, you have to mark this as complete also so that it will give me the button to upload it. So if you go now, so I'll just tell you Podmatch and messages.
Yeah, I'll do it right now. I'll I will put it as
Mhm.
your last name or your first name. So
Avik, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fine.
you can do this one.
Very shared.
And
Ah, yeah. Oh, Maven Cosser. Yeah, 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 that's fine. Yeah.
so if you add it to the show notes,
Yes.
um, that'd be great. I mean, it helps like from an SEO standpoint too on my end.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll
But
do that.
then, okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if anybody go uses the link or anything to sign up,
Hmm.
I will send you a referral fee as well. We do a referral. We have a referral program, so I'll let you know if anybody uses the link.
Sure. Sure, no issue. I'll put it on the newsletter also. So,
Cool.
so whosoever do it. So it's page not. I mean, you're just creating right now, right?
What's that?
It
Say that
says
again?
page not found like this. Uh, Page is gone. Something is like it's showing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna enable it after this.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
so on the right hand side, you'll see there is a button called confirm. So once you confirm, I get the button to upload the episode link.
Yep. Yep. I'm telling my web guy right now. So it's gonna be these two,
Mhm.
and then yeah, if you put those in, that'd be great. And then on Pod Match, you want me to hit confirm?
Yeah, yeah. Perfect. I got the button now. And so once it is enabled, I guess you will confirm me here, right? That it is enabled. So I'll put the link.
Yeah, it will be available. It'll be available in like today.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So it won't, it'll be available today. I had
How the referral will work?
uh if somebody uses it, they get
Uh-huh.
it's a 10% referral fee. Or
Okay,
sorry, 10% discount and 10% referral fee.
okay, okay, okay. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
So do I have to register something or it's how?
Do you have to do what?
So do I have to register myself?
What is your email?
Uh,
I'll register you. It's
my
the Avik
So you can use this one. Uh,
at podhealth.club.
that is there. Plus, okay, let me just share both. Whichever you feel like, just let me know. Both these email IDs are there. So,
Which one's better for you?
first one is better, I guess, because I every time I check this email, I mean, time to time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll add those so they'll be working today.